Hello, you're watching TVP World Talks. I'm Jonasz Rewiński. The 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos is set to kick off on Wednesday. Its main theme this year being the spirit of dialogue. Some, however, may consider this ironic in a year which began with numerous hotspots for tension and unrest, be it Venezuela, Iran, or Greenland. And of course, the Russian invasion of Ukraine remains unresolved, although Volodymyr Zelensky is now expected to sign an $800 billion economic recovery deal with Donald Trump. And perhaps a peace deal may also not be far away either. Now, can the Spirit of Dialogue Summit truly live up to its name? Joining us here today is Małgorzata Bonikowska, President of the Center for International Relations. Hello and welcome to TVP World.
Good morning.
So let's begin briefly by stating what Poland is planning for this summit and what is going to be its presence there.
First of all, we have to say Davos is the place we have to be. You like it or not, World Economic Forum became, after 56 years, a place of dialogue for the most important people on the planet. All the continents, the leaders of politics, leaders of business, leaders of the most important world organizations are there. And it's not only the World Economic Forum, because in the conference hall, in the middle of this little town of Davos, not all the people can enter. We are talking mainly about head of states, head of governments, top-level ministers, and top managements of the multilateral, multi-global companies. But the promenade, the main street in this town, is full of activities of countries, of companies, of regions. It will be more than 80 different houses. And we, Poland, we decided to create Leaders Forum Power by Poland. It's, by the way, not a government initiative. It's an initiative of two think tanks, my Center for International Relations and the Think Tank Leaders Hub, and our founders, private companies, Polish private companies who risk to invest their own money just to be able to build such a premises. It's very costly. Adamet, Autopay, Żabka Group, very well-known Polish brands, they decided to be visible in Davos because we are proud that Poland has companies who are already global, who are already having not only operations in our country, but in Europe and in other continents. For example, Autopay is a leader in payments. They have operations in Singapore, in Brazil. So I'm just thinking and loudly that such companies, such activities have to be visible in places like Davos. But it's not only that. In the consortium we've formed, there are others. There are public Polish companies like Orlen and PKO BP, the Sport Poland, meaning CPK, the hub, transportation hub in Poland. But there are also other companies like Totalizator, like DHL. And in the same time, Warsaw University is our leading knowledge partner, and Leviathan Confederation represents Business and Business Europe. So in other words, the consortium built let us really show the best of Poland. Polish government supports it. Ministry of Digitalization is also one of the partners. We are having sessions with Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Finance of Poland. We are also cooperating with session partners. For example, Community for Democracy. Not many of you would know what it is, but it's a governmental organization with a headquarters in Warsaw. 30 countries are active for democratic movements, for supporting democracies in different parts of the world. So we will show all that in our 5-day program. The 5 days is a lot of time to have many discussions on different topics. You mentioned the leading topic of World Economic Forum, the dialogue, and there will be a lot of dialogue in our Leaders Forum. But the topics will concern the most challenging matters, such as transatlantic relations nowadays, with Donald Trump putting a lot of questions to the European partners and to other countries, like energy, like health and health security, different topics concerning economy, global finances. We have also leadership topic with President Kwaśniewski and President and Madam Kwaśniewska in the conversation with Helen Clark, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand. We have representation from literally all the world, from India, from Indonesia, from Middle East, Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, we have Africa, Foreign Minister of Africa, and we have leading European representative. Obviously, Poland represents a very strong group. We have our Prime Minister Sikorski and Foreign Minister, obviously. We have Minister Domanski, we have Minister Motyka of Energy, we have Minister Balczun, several deputy ministers, some members of the Polish Parliament. On the foreign side, we also have prestigious guests in our pavilions. We will have Deputy Prime Minister Kuleba from Ukraine. We will have Foreign Minister of Ukraine, Mr. Sybiha, and we will have several other dignitaries and obviously business representatives and think tankers, leading representatives of experts community from Europe and elsewhere. I'm very proud that all this was able to be built in just 2 months. And the major reason we wanted to do that is that Poland has to be active in the global dialogue. We are not necessarily very strongly visible in the Western fora, such as World Economic Forum. That's why we should mobilize our resources, our people, our capital to put the program where Poland speaks loudly.
So now the Polish House promises to be something of an oasis of calm amidst all the turbulence around, because when you look at the background concerning this year's forum, there are so many challenges there to be solved. Starting perhaps with the overall assessment, we have a quote from Borge Brende, the CEO of the World Economic Forum, who said, "Our annual meeting is taking place against the most complex geopolitical backdrop since 1945. Would you agree with that statement?
Yes, I do agree. Donald Trump is coming. Everybody's worried also about a lot of consequences for traffic, for blockage of the main road. Donald Trump will be definitely watched by the whole world, but also other leaders are coming. And Davos is the place not only during the main program of World Economic Forum, but also during the B2B and government-to-government meetings. There will be full of them in the main house and also elsewhere. Even in our premises, during our Leaders Forum, we will have some top-level political meetings happening and business meetings as well. So this is all about Davos, to try to talk, to negotiate, maybe even to solve some problems. There will be people coming from places who are at war. There will be Palestinians coming and Israeli. There will be definitely strong delegation from different places of the world, and obviously Americans. So we will definitely talk to our American colleagues. And,
President Zelensky is coming. Do you think that it's going to be a good summit for him? Will it end with perhaps the conclusion of some of the most important documents that Ukraine and its partners have been waiting for literally months now?
I don't know about concluding, but I definitely know Davos is one of these places the leadership of Ukraine comes every year and pushes for, continuing finding solutions for this horrible war. Leaders Forum powered by Poland is just next door. It's just 50 meters to the Ukrainian house, so called. So we will have a constant exchange during these 5 days. The forum officially starts actually Monday. Our Leaders Forum starts Monday at 1 o'clock with inauguration. So it is really 4 or even 5 days of meetings and talks. For the Ukrainians, is not only political chance, it's also business chance. It will be a lot of talks about rebuilding Ukraine.
$800 billion US dollars is at stake, apparently. Do you think that this agreement could end up being signed, at least?
Maybe. It is quite likely. And also Poland is very interested because we will be the organizer of the next summit about rebuilding Ukraine. It will take place in Poland after Italy and Germany. So there will be a lot of talks between the Polish delegation and the Ukrainian delegation about just this particular issue. But you're absolutely right. The war in Ukraine is still unsolved. And in this regard, we maybe can't expect final solution. But it's definitely a very important place for President Zelensky to talk to the leaders. And especially, it's again a chance to meet Donald Trump.
Do you think that, looking at the bigger picture, we are entering a post-globalization era? This has been suggested by economist Karen Harris, a consulting firm, Bain and Co. Do you think that this is what is going to happen, given that we've got, the push for tariffs from Donald Trump, but also we've got China limiting supplies of critical minerals and leveraging its control over that market in order to gain what it wants on the international stage?
We are already facing, in a way, deglobalization, meaning that companies really think over their long supply chains and also make them shorter and more safe. Today, every business decision has to take into consideration political environment. And the companies earlier in the 90s, in 2000, really going global. Now they are thinking about safe places to work. And also Donald Trump pushes for reindustrialization of the US and also hitting even the allies. So it is a big headache to all of us, not only China, but also US is a challenge. And obviously, Europe thinks about being more self-sustainable. We are talking about sovereignty of Europe. We are talking about not only digital, but also energy sovereignty, health sovereignty. It's very connected with the term security. Europe just discovered that we just cannot rely on this trend of globalization, and we can't globalize everything. We need production of strategic assets in Europe or in the European Union inside, or in a very near neighborhood. So all the companies now reflect on how to do it to be able to take conclusions from this situation. And on the other side, also the European Union as an entity looks for putting capital in the strategic sectors such as defense, such as IT or ICT, just to make us more self-sustainable vis-a-vis not only Russia today, not only China, but also the United States.
Małgorzata Bonikowska was our guest today here on TVP World. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I'm Jonasz Rewiński. You're watching TVP World. Please do stay with us.